We were discussing regarding the issues relating to sacrifice and slaughtering animal during the upcoming festival of sacrifice, which we call it as Bakra Eid. Now, in this regard, we have discussed one important issue: the age of animals. That is the minimum age which is must that for acceptance or for fulfillment of your of sacrifice. That is 1 year for sheep and goat, and 2 years for cow and buffalo, 5 years for camel. Now, if you think, if you just observe the wisdom behind this, there can be a situation that there could be, and there was a possibility that suppose even if there was a instruction that just you slaughter animal, even that will be a sufficient, even that will be enough for us to obey. But to say that it is mentioned and it is recommended that minimum it should be 1 year, minimum it should be 2 years, minimum it should be 5 year respectively. So can you imagine the wisdom behind this? Can you just think, can you just contemplate, can you just ponder on the reason behind the fixing the age? One important reason or wisdom and the lesson we can understand is that is recording the date, that is documentation. And we have discussed in our previous session that to know the age of the animal, there can be three main ways or three main methods where you can calculate or estimate, or you can come to the knowledge, you can come to know about the age of the animal. Number one is in front of you that animal has taken birth. At that time you can calculate or estimate, or you can come to know that this animal is of 1 year or 2 year. Number two is any trustworthy person, the person who is truthful. If he has informed you, even there will be a possibility that and that is the best way of calculating or coming or knowing the age of the animal. Number three is the person who is expert in that field. If that person has said that the age of the animal is so and so, at that time also you can imagine, you can uh, accept it, no issues. Now, when it is said in the Sharia, when it is said in Islamic law that the age of the animal should be minimum 1, 2, or 5 years, indirectly it is recommending that whenever the event happens, whenever the important issues, whenever the important uh, calamities, or it may be a positive things, whatever may be, you should maintain the date, you should record the date, you should write it down. This is what the Sharia is teaching us. This is what the Islamic law is instructing us. That is the reason. See, Almighty, He is a Beniyas. He need not require anything. Okay, that is the reason it is mentioned in the Quran that neither the blood, neither the flesh is going to do towards Almighty. It is your piety, it is your intention which Almighty is going to observe. So He does not require anything, whether you worship, whether you slaughter 1 year animal or 2 year or 6 months, He is least bother about that. But indirectly, when it is said that it should be 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, it is teaching us that we should maintain records. We should be perfect with our dates, with our history. That is the reason when this religion is recommending so much about the date of an animal. Can you imagine the importance of date of birth of a human being? So that is the reason indirectly it is teaching us, it is instructing us, it is telling us that you should maintain the dates, you should record the important events. Unfortunately, we being a Muslim, our religion and our system has recommended so much about recording, and it is said 1400 years ago, but till now we have not realized the importance of maintaining documents and recording and maintaining history. Unfortunately, we have forgotten our history, our rules, and our system, but the people belonging to other community and other religion, they have followed this, they have copied from us, and they are now top of the world, and they are in the list of successful people. So that is the reason. We as a Muslim, we should ponder, we should think about all these things, that we should have the proper record of our documents. Many a times we have seen that after the birth of the child, the child has reached 2 years, 3 years, still they have not prepared the birth certificate of that child. At the moment when they go for admission in the school, at that time there will be issues. So that is the reason we should have that proper documentation. Indirectly it is suggesting us. So may Almighty help us to learn the lessons from these systems and rules, so that we can have easy and comfortable life in this world as well as hereafter. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.